Welcome to the Masculine Revolution, hosted by Jeremy Brown and myself, Murphy G. This is episode number 46 with FunnyMan Marc. Appreciate you coming on this morning, brother.
Always a pleasure, my brother.
Yeah, man. You doing all right this morning, Jeremy?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling great.
That's good. Well, yeah, man, me and you've been friends since high school, and obviously it's been a joy to watch all the stuff you've created, from music to fashion to the skits to the comedy, and now to the motivational things, So I appreciate you coming on this morning, and we're just going to kind of dive into that, maybe how you got to that point.
Okay.
You want to kind of tell people kind of a little bit about yourself? Or?
All right, man. So I'm FunnyMan Marc, man of many hats, I can say. I do a lot of different things, like he said, from comedy to fashion to music, like rap, sing. Just got into like motivational speaking and trying to empower people. Do landscaping. I do I'm man of many hats, but different. Like I'm no different from nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm still a normal guy, man. I just like diving into different stuff every now and then.
Right on.
So, yeah. Like you said, man, you've been cool since like high school, man, and you always been like a real genuine person. You know what I'm saying? I always been like a good brother. So, anytime, whenever, let me know I'm there. Like I say, if I can schedule it and fit it in, I'm there, man.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming on this morning.
Always.
Yeah. Kind of what kind of sparked the motivational speeches?
So I've been kind of wanting to do it. I just was like scared. Real. I ain't gonna say scared. I just was kind of nervous as far as how it would go, who would take me serious, what would I say, And I think what kind of started it, I went through a real rough patch in life, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't really have nobody to talk to. Well, I won't say I didn't have nobody to talk to. I'm gonna say I wasn't big on talking to people about my problems and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I would just look at motivational videos every day. First thing I do when I get up, brush my teeth, get myself together, get in the truck, and I just turn on motivational quotes for men or different little videos on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And the more and more I just kept listening to them, I'm like, dude, I can do this. I know I can do this. And like I said, I wanted to do it, but I was just kind of nervous about doing it. And
it's crazy how much mindset plays in.
to
taking action.
Yeah. So I one day I just decided I'm gonna do a video, man. I'm gonna just shake the butterflies and go do a video. So me and my brother had got together or whatever, and he shot the video. Did it, looked at it a million times, dude, before I just decided to post it. I'm like, okay, sound good, look good, how I feel about it.
Yeah.
So I just kept putting it in my head, dude, just post it. Don't, you're wasting most of your time trying to perfect something instead of just posting it, you know what I'm saying, and getting a reaction out of it and going from there. So I posted it, and dude, it did real good. So I'm like, okay, all right, let me try this again. So that whole I say for a week, I was just shooting videos, and I started out initially with my phone. So I had probably 30 videos in my phone. It's just different stuff. So I would just go through them, pick something that stood out to me that day, post it. So I started getting more of a reaction and more feedback. So I'm like, okay, maybe when I played more of a part in doing it than anything, you know what I'm saying? So I had this dude named HD. he hit me, and he does a lot of like photography and videos and stuff like that. So he was like, bro, let's get you some good quality behind those videos, get you some good scenery, like, and just chop it up, because everything's really about content, and everything's like from, like, let's say like 19 seconds to a minute. You know, he's like, let's keep everything in that range, and you'll probably start to pick up more traction that way.
Yeah.
So we would get up like, dude, probably like 6 in the morning, bro, right before I get ready to go to work, and we would probably shoot to like 8, sometimes 9 o'clock. And in itself, like, getting up, going out there to shoot the videos, finding scenery, and like, it was like a motivation to me. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of was like a healing for me through the times I was going through, and like I was more so doing it for me at first, like when I started doing the videos, because it was like I say, it was like some type of healing to me. But then once I started seeing, like, okay, people really are looking forward to me, like, doing the video or what I got to say.
Right.
So that's what kind of made me stick with it. And like, to this day, if I don't post, let's say 2-3 days go by and I don't post something, I get like 5-6 different messages in my inbox, or somebody might call, like, what you doing? I know you ain't let it go. Like, nah, I sit here, you don't know, you saved me. I'm like, saved you? Like, what do you mean? And like, dude, like, I was going through it. Like, this day I was ready to give up. I was ready to call it quits, throw in the towel. And they were like, the first thing I do when I wake up is go to your page, and it's always something like that that sticks out to me, and it's like it's talking directly to me. So that's like one of the biggest things that like keeps me doing it and want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not just for me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm at a stage now where, like, I've gotten through my experiences and my little tough times, but now it's like, let me help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always somebody out there that needs it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if I feel like they listening or they're not. Like, it's always, if I can speak and just one person hears it and can apply it to what they have going on, then I feel like I did my job. So, you know, that's the main thing. Like, I don't really care. I would like to be real big and make millions off of doing it, but at the end of the day, like, that's enough gratification in itself for me.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know before you were talking about going through like a dark time, you know, and it kind of seems like, you know, you can look at the results of that video and see why you had to go through it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because maybe you wouldn't be speaking that light to somebody else if you wouldn't have went through it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, so it's been a good, like, received well from people, and
yeah, like, even the people that I really care about, like, I wouldn't say I just really care about how they feel, but like the people that I just didn't expect to take it like that, even them, they like, dude, like, that fit you, like, this your purpose, like, walk in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say like the music or the comedy or any of that isn't like my purpose or whatever, but I think for the most part, like, this is something for me that, like I said, I always wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And I had one of my friends, Brandon. He used to do comedy with me as well. I hadn't seen him in years, bro. And he pulled up on me one day. I was just getting off work, just pulled up at home. And he was like, yo, so I'm looking, I'm like, bro, I know this not Brandon. Like, and he stayed like hours away, dude. And I'm like, I know this not Brandon. And he got out, he was like, there go my pastor. I was like, dude, don't start, bro. He was like, nah, though. He was like, for real, though, bro. He was like, bro, I like that. He was like, bro, like, I've been looking at your videos, bro, and he was like, bro, I'm telling everybody where I'm from. Like, I know him. This my homeboy. And they're like, nah, you don't know him. But he was just like, bro, I think what you should do so you don't kind of feel like you shine away from comedy or music. He was like, kind of incorporate it in your motivational videos. Like, you can throw some funny like content into it, but also make it like relatable and real. You know what I'm saying? The way they feel it. He was like, even how you post music in the back of your video. He was like, post your music. Do you some music like that go along with the videos, but let it be you. And it hit me. I'm like, dang, I never thought of I never thought about that. And I was like at a point where I was like, dang, I'm kind of neglecting the other stuff I do by just doing motivational videos every day. But then when he said that, it kind of just like stuck with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So that's what I really been like trying to work on lately. Like, is making me some music to kind of like go along with my videos, or making me like a little, I guess you say, like a little intro to go along with like all my videos and stuff like that. And then I said I'm trying to get back into like the fashion and stuff like that, so I would be able to like wear my clothes, like, so everything is branding
Everything in
itself.
it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I really been doing like lately, bro. And it's, you have your times where you like, I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? But I just pray on it, bro, and I get up every day with an open mind, and I try to just look for different little things. And I don't. My main thing is not like forcing stuff now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't try to force anything. I try to let everything come to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll look, but then I'm like, okay, I get me a little idea or whatever. I jot it down on my notes, and I'm on to the next. And then like it'll keep coming to me. So it's like everything kind of working itself out now. So
Yeah.
definitely really like into what I'm doing now, and I'm really like, my mind's there now. Like, I'm sober minded. Like, everything clicking on high cylinders, man.
Yeah.
How do you think you would offer up advice with somebody seeking out, like, hey, I'm trying to find my purpose?
So I would say, is to somebody trying to find their purpose, don't like overwhelm yourself with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't like, you got a lot of people that kind of get up in the like age, and they're feeling like, oh, it's too late for me, or I don't know what I like to do. I don't know what I'm good at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for the most part, it's just like life will kind of help you find it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the stuff that I do, like, I didn't just start doing it out the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff came from like other people like telling me like, hey, you good at this. You always keep me laughing. Oh, you always motivate me, or every time we talk, I feel better after we talk. Or, man, you always dress nice. You always got on, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of was like me finding my purpose. Was like just different affirmations, like different people telling me the same thing over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, as far as the motivational speaking, that just kind of came from like me going through a rough stage, man. And like I said, I wanted to do stuff like that, but I didn't really take it serious at the time before I just went through everything I went through. So once I went through it, and it was like kind of like God, I'm gonna say God, because I didn't really believe in myself at all with doing the motivational speaking. And the more and more I would watch videos, and I would just be like, man, these people just like me. Like, some of them got money, rich. Some of them the same, like just in the same type situation. So as far as finding your purpose, like just kind of like pray on it and go about your day. Like, you know, try to learn a lesson out of everything that you go through, and even like lessons out of stuff other people go through, because everything could be like a learning point for you. You know what I'm saying? And it could kind of give you affirmation from someone else, like, hey, this is you. Like, I see you doing this. I really believe you can do this. You know what I'm saying? And then once you get it in your mind, like, hey, this is something I want to do it. The longer you wait, the less time you have to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing was just going through it, like going through the motions, going through my storms. Like, that kind of helped me find like my real purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What would you say, like, what would turn on your eyes to noticing those things in your life? Just going through the hard times is what forced you to, or is it something intentional that you decided in your mind where it was like, hey, I got to pay attention to what people are telling me. I got to pay attention to the feedback that I'm getting.
Yeah, like that was, I think, me paying attention to like what people were saying, and cause I'm real like big on like listening now, like, and being like slow to speak, you know, like, whereas at first I'm always talking. I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna be the one in the room talking the most, and you know, so a lot of people like, shut up, you know what I'm saying, like, you talk too much. But I had to slow down and kind of learn to listen to people, and kind of apply certain things to my life, you know what I'm saying? So once I kind of slowed down and I can really hear what people were saying, because like people been saying this for a long time, you know what I'm saying? I just missed it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was, for one, I think before like I found God and I got in like a spiritual era, like I think I was kind of big-headed in a lot of ways, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought what I was doing was just it, you know, like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, I done did millions of views 4 or 5 times. I done did this, and it was like, I was doing that type of stuff and hitting millions of views, but I still wasn't satisfied, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't getting what I thought I would get out of it, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of let me know then, like, okay, you got a whole lot of more work to be doing. And, you know, like I said, I started sitting back and just kind of like listening to other people. And once I kind of got it in my mind, like, okay, she said this, he said that, they basically said the same thing. Listen to it, try to apply it, and just see how it goes. And that's kind of what propelled me into what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I think for the most part it was just kind of paying attention, man, and noticing, like learning myself too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a lot of times a lot of people are who they hang around and who they love the most, you know what I'm saying? So they'll kind of get away from who they truly are, trying to fit in, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, like, I was like that at a point, like, where I just tried to fit in, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was worried about it. My friends was gonna be like, you weird, you acting weird now, like, you ain't this ain't you. But in actuality, like, it wasn't me from the jump. I was never doing what I like to do because I was worried about what y'all would say. So that, I think that play a big part in it too. Like, just staying true to you. Do what you like to do. Do the stuff that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you do things that are just not you know what I'm saying? That's the more it's gonna take you away from finding your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And that was my main thing, just learning to be myself, bro. Like, just doing what FunnyMan like to do. Like,
what helped you get over that hurdle as far as not paying attention to others?
Um, just a lot of roadblocks, dude. Like, just I would always like people would tell me stuff, and like I say, I would just be like, man, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care. Like this ain't. And I just kept hitting like roadblocks and going back to that same point, dude. Like I'm at the same. It's like no matter how far I would get, I always would have to come back right here. So I'm like, either I'm not paying attention to something, or like I'm not hearing what somebody's telling me, or and it would be like good stuff. Like a lot of people would be telling me to do, like, hey man, you need to do this, or you need to set up this, or you need to talk to these people, or like. And I was just real, like I say, real big on like, I got this. I know what I'm doing. And I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just going along with the flow, you know what I'm saying? And once I just got to that point where I was tired of like going back to square one, I was just like, okay, you got to listen. You got to pay attention, man. Mm-hmm. You got to, if somebody giving you some information, especially like somebody that you know has done it, or somebody that knows like a lot of people, and they've seen this, and they've been able to help this person, like listen to them. And once I started kind of just, like I say, just being slow to speak, just, hey, I let them know like, hey, I'm trying to do this, such and such. They tell me what I need to do, or tell me who I could go to that could possibly help me. Like I started to actually like listen and do those things, and that kind of helped me get past that point. And I was like, okay, all right, I see what you was talking about. Yeah, I might have should have been listening to you. Like I probably should have been taking into consideration some of the stuff people were saying, and that kind of helped me get it a little further in what I was doing.
So like humility and really sinking into where you're serving others is what's led you to the gratification, like you said earlier before we started recording.
Facts.
Yeah. That's legit.
Yeah, perseverance stood out to me when I was hearing that. Just like, so how many times you were saying like, I was hitting these roadblocks, but then I'd try something else.
Yeah.
That's a good sign, because it's not like you quit. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, that's the main
you hit
thing.
a roadblock, but then you're like, I'm gonna try this. And it took. Hey, I maybe I need to humble myself a little bit and listen to these things.
Yeah.
But it's like that's a great quality. I mean, to persevere through the hard times. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily a common trait. So, that's great to keep pushing after it.
Yeah, and it's like that's my little like slogan. Like keep going. I don't care how hard it get or what you go through. Like keep going. Like that's the main thing. Keep going. Like you will never get past anything, bro, if you wake up and you just decide, hey, I'm done with it. I'm gonna stop. Like I'm done going through this. Like that's you shutting down. That's you like basically killing off anything that you thought was possible. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is like, hey, dude, I gotta every day keep going. No matter what I go through, keep going. Keep trying. Keep pushing. Like if I get up, sometimes we'll be ready to throw in the towel, bro. Like we all have some type of breaking point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you never know what God or whoever you believe in, let's just say that, like, you never know. Today you could be throwing in the towel, and then it could be the same. God could throw it right back to you and be like, hey, this was your day. You didn't even know it. Like, this was the day that you felt was the hardest day of all, and you could have got up, and once you got going for the day, everything that you wanted was right there in your face, or everything was right outside of that door, and you didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Like you so caught up in the past and caught up in what you've been going through and thinking like it can't get better. But as long as you keep going, you praying, you believing. That's to me, just believing and having faith that it's gonna get better and things gonna come together how you need it to. That's 90% of it. 95% of things going to work out. Like just believing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen it's been time with me. That's why I believe like my faith has gotten so big because it's like a lot of the stuff that's happened. It was no way I did this. You know what I'm saying? It was just me praying, me believing this, like, and wholeheartedly believing it, like forgetting it. Like don't even once I pray about it, leave it to God, keep going. And everything else, like everything that has really happened, like I said, in the last about year, but 6 months for sure, but I've been going through this transformation probably like a year. God has shown me so much, dude, like to where it's like certain stuff is like miracle work to me. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that I know I needed to do, like I haven't done half of the stuff, but I've been doing it, but I haven't even gotten around to certain stuff, and it would be like, boom, this happened and it worked out for me, and I'm like, dude, what? I did this, but I didn't do. I thought I had to do all 3 of these steps to get here. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, nah, all you had to do was get up and try and believe that I am who I say I am. You know what I'm saying? So that was like that was one of the biggest things that kind of stood out to me along this journey. Like just to keep going and believing, and as long as you try, like everything else will work itself out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the help that I've gotten came from like people just saying like, dude, you changed. Like you really trying to do something different. Like you really walking in a different light. You know what I'm saying? And like it's like people just opening up their arms with like welcoming arms. Like, hey man, I know how to do this. I know how I'm gonna help you do this. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Let me take care of this. You just worry about that. So it was like, okay, all right, I see what's going on, man. I just gotta stay in my faith and just stay believing, bro. Like, believe and keep going, man. That's it.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. How much does consistency play into the equation?
I think consistency that's a big part. You know what I'm saying? And it's the thing about consistency is like it's hard to stay consistent when you're trying to balance a lot of different stuff, dude. Like, especially when you got like life is going life. I don't care how you, like you, you could put this scenario in your head like, hey man, this is what I'm gonna do. This is how it's gonna happen. This is tomorrow. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go here, and they gonna do this, and and then you get up tomorrow and it's like just the smallest stuff is getting in the way. Like, just different little stuff you got to do. But I think just sticking with whatever you do, like, you know what I'm saying, and having like making it like a routine in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you're trying to do and see it in, like make it routine in your life. You know what I'm saying? To where it's almost like just something that you like getting up, brushing your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like the more you make things routine, the more consistent you'll be with whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I found myself like being very inconsistent at a point. You know what I'm saying? And I know that played like a big part in why I'm not as big as I should be or I thought I would be. You know what I'm saying? So just, like I said, make everything routine that you're trying to do. Make it fit in. Like, you get 24 hours. You know what I'm saying, to do whatever in a day. A lot of stuff that you do that doesn't really make sense to what you're trying to do, or you don't really have to do it, learn to kind of like kill off those bad habits. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't have to sit around and watch TV all day, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not big on TV, but I found myself at one point, like, just get off work, I'm watching TV, I'm watching games all day or whatever, and I'm like, all right, do I just sat here for 3-4 hours watching games? Like,
Check
you know what I'm
out.
saying? When I can clearly Google whatever happened. Like, it's cool to watch it, but
Yeah.
I can Google what the score was or whatever, and it's gonna be whatever it is, whether I watch it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So those 3-4 hours, I could be shooting videos, shooting content. Those 3-4 hours, I could be figuring out what type of idea I want to do next with fashion, what kind of style of clothes I want to have. You know what I'm saying? I could be possibly done made 4 or 5 different songs. You know what I'm saying? So I just start like trying to kill off like bad habits, like I said, and making what I'm trying to do routine in my life. That way I stay more consistent and I'm not necessarily forcing myself to be consistent, because now it's just like, I know this is what I'm doing every day. I got to get up this morning, I'm going to shoot some videos, man, and then I got to go to work. And then when I get off, I got to come home, take my daughter to practice, or you know what I'm saying? So the more I just started making stuff routine, the more consistent I became with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think, like, for me, like, one of the largest hurdles is most of the time is in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like you can take that consistency piece and apply it to a lot of different behaviors, like throughout your day, in like just physical actions. But like when, like you said, when life happens and life throws you these hurdles that you get over, the way that you react with your attitude to those hurdles have a major impact with really how you continue the day, you know, and what is it positivity or negativity comes out of it is it's here, you know, and I'm by no means perfect, but that's one thing that I've been super cautious about, where no matter what the circumstance is, if, like you're saying, like you said, the example, like, hey, I'm going to make plans for tomorrow and I'm going to put all this in place so that it can be orchestrated in an organized way, which I think is a healthy thing to do. But then when life happens, which it's going to, is going to change whatever you planned, and however you react to that will determine the pretty much like the vibe of the day. And so how can you not be controlled by the circumstance? Well, it's you, how you react determines that, you know. And so getting disciplined in controlling your mind and not allowing the moment of the whatever the hurdle may be to overwhelm you, to where you start then just reacting to whatever the negative circumstance may be, you know. But that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things I had to kind of like learn with that is like taking a lot of emotions like out of how I react to certain stuff. Like now I'm big on like energy. Like I feel like, so like I was telling y'all, I got my own landscaping business. So all the guys that I allow to work with me, I always tell them when I first like meet them or when they first start to work with me, like, hey, energy. We all gonna get in this truck like with good energy. Whatever we going through, we all gonna leave it right here. We'll talk about when we pull back up from work, we'll talk about it then. But staying positive, like not worrying about what we have, like not to say don't worry about what's at home, because this is what we're going to do it for, but I'm just saying like
be present.
Like good energy, like I always try to have good energy, so that way whatever comes at you, like you like, man, all right, because whatever, like I say, whatever problems they're gonna be there, like problems, they're gonna come, stuff gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? So I think for the most part, like that's what kind of kept me afloat, like just having good energy. So when something happens and I'm about to react, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going for like I'm not going to allow something to like shift my mindset and how I think or how I react just for this one moment. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when you react out of like emotions or how you really feel about something, that's when you lash out. You know what I'm saying? That's when I could be mad about something that happened just before I got here, and once I get here, like that energy from that is how I'm gonna speak, how I'm gonna react to whatever y'all are asking or whatever y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to. I just try to keep good energy. I always try to like not put my emotions in anything for real, unless it's just something, that I can't control, what I'm saying? But for the most part, just kind of like keeping them emotions kind of separate from how I react, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of times that's 95% of the time, like when people do crazy stuff or like just nut up, it's all off of emotions. They're thinking in a certain type of way. And like I say, I just had to learn to start like handling stuff differently. Like, I would get mad at like a person coming here right now, they curse me out. I used to be the person like I'm ready to fight them. I'm ready to go back with them. But then I start getting like, man, look, I hope you have a good day, man. Be blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like once I started like doing stuff like that and I started saying like, okay, the reaction I get from this is kind of like different. Like some people don't even know how to take that. Some people are expecting you to just lash out or expecting you to go crazy. And it's like, once they see like, dang, he was real calm about that. He didn't even seem bothered by what I just did. And it was like, some of them, it made them feel worse about what they did. Some of it made them feel like, hey, man, I'm sorry, man. You ain't even like I thought you was. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like just taking emotions out a lot of stuff that I just do and how I feel about a lot of stuff kind of helped me to just, with my reactions with everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even at home, like with my wife and my kids and stuff, like I try not to really, no matter how mad I get, no matter, like I just try not to lash out. I try to handle everything like calm, like with a good energy. Like I swear, like I say, I'm not the person that's sitting here playing with the rocks and hugging the trees and doing all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like big on energy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just try to put out what I would want to come back, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that I'm in the same seat where I feel like as I analyze through, like when I do react out of the emotion, typically if I pull the thread on that, typically it's always rooted in how whatever's happening is affecting me.
Mm-hmm.
And then that usually, raises up these emotions that, are negative.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're laid on other people, and so it takes a moment to where you have to process in your mind, like, okay, this circumstance happened, it makes me feel like this, but is it really as big of a deal as I'm making it out to in my own head? And typically if you let that sit for a moment and process that, then you come back on the backside and say, no, not really. Not really. And so just chill out. That's something else that I think I've been learning is that, it's okay not to have an opinion about something.
Yeah.
Where I feel like a lot of the times, in our culture today, where it's like, you got to have an opinion for everything. But sometimes it's just like, well, it's not that you don't necessarily care, but it's just like, well, it's just, I don't. It's neither here or there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And I think when you begin to sit in that mindset, you know, as you approach everything in the day, it gives you peace.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that. And that's where like the biggest piece came from in me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just not allowing anything to kind of throw me off or put me in a bad vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like I try to be all positive with everything, like, you know, cause it, like you said, you'll lay it off on somebody else, and this person was having a great day until you came along with your problems, and then you laid all your emotions and how you feel off on them, and they once they leave off and go to do whatever they're doing, it's like now they're in a bad mood just because you was in a bad mood, and they don't even know why they're in a bad mood, because
Right.
it not everybody thinks like that. So you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the cause of someone else being frustrated or someone else going out here and doing something crazy just because I put a seed in their head. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I try to, like I said, I'm slow to speak now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think now I kind of think ahead before I say something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Before I even put something out there, I'm like, all right, how can I say this to where it's gonna hit a little different, to where it's gonna come off in a positive light, or it's gonna come off like not harsh. You know what I'm saying?
So, what would you say to a listener at the moment where it's like, okay, I feel you. That's something that I would like to desire to begin to create a habit in my life to act like and just be. What would be like a first step for someone who isn't necessarily doing that consistently?
Um, just kind of like, I would say for the most part, don't learn not to take everything to the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like look at it like it's a learning lesson. You know what I'm saying? So start, you know, just like kind of creating like positive vibes around you. Like try to listen to positive stuff. Try to do more positive things. Like even if you don't have to, like you see somebody and like you, okay, for instance, it's Christmas time, it's coming around on the holidays, and you'll see a lot of people with like signs and I'm homeless or food or woo woo. You know, a lot of times those people aren't homeless, or they aren't, you know, they don't need it. They just know this is a time where people do a lot of giving. Like I took it out my head like a couple years ago. Like I'm gonna stop thinking like that. Here go you $5. Here go you $10. Like just start like creating like good gestures. You know what I'm saying? Like you see somebody kind of like going through it or something, like a simple hug or a simple, hey, how you doing? You know, a simple conversation. Like just put somebody in a good headspace. You know what I'm saying? Just start creating like positive gestures, man. That's all I would say. Like, and from there you're kind of, it'll start to click more. Like, okay, that made them feel good, but it made me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So the more like I start just doing little stuff like that, to where like I used to wouldn't do this. Like I might see somebody walking. Hey man, where you going? You need a ride? All right, I got you. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? And little stuff like that kind of put me where I'm at, to where it's like, okay, now a lot of the stuff that you would look to be like scared of, or this could possibly happen, this, they might do this, like now I'm putting out so much like good energy to where it's like it's repelling bad energy. It's repelling, like even if a person did want to do something crazy, it's like when I'm around, it's like all that go out the window. Like before they leave my presence, I'm gonna be done said something or did something to where it'll make you change how you even was feeling or thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be in such a good spirit when I'm through talking to you or doing whatever, to where you're gonna be like, man, it got cool, man. Like, let me take this mask and put it back up, man. I ain't gonna. He don't need to be robbed, man. He just talked to me about God for 30 minutes, man. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep putting out like good energy, man. It's
I like it. I like it
for sure. It's hard to be mad at somebody who's in a good mood. You know?
Yeah, like you can't.
It's really hard to be mad at somebody who's like got a smile on their face. So it's definitely a good way to repel that.
Yeah, man. So that's, like I say, that's my biggest thing. Like just putting out good energy, bro. Like I got people like I went on a spree of just like apologizing to people that I did something to, like over my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I did this started like 2 years ago. I was just like, man, I did this to such and such. Or I did this to her. Or I did this to him. And I was like, man, when I see them, I'm going to apologize. They might not even care about it no more. And I probably don't even remember. And certain people, like, once I started doing it, people like, bro, that happened when we were in middle school. Bro, we were kids when this happened. It was just like, they were like, bro, you're a good person, bro. Like I knew you was a good person, bro. And that like made me, I don't know, like it just made me feel good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that, like I say, I try to receive my blessings off of like just stuff like that and doing right by others. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to apologize, or no, I don't have to give you a ride, or no, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to do a lot of stuff, but it kind of, like I said, puts me in a good head space. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't have bad blood with nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how bad the situation was, like, I'm going to be man enough to come up and be like, hey, I'll take that first step. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I did this. All right, cool. You want to know why I did this? Hey, you did this and it made me feel like this at the time, but I'm not the same person, so I don't even fault you for it, but I'm coming to you man to man like, hey, man, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? So just like I say, just putting out good energy, man.
Yeah. I think one of the probably the things I've been working on the most lately is being, like I said, being present. So like you said, you show up to work, right? It's like, leave the problems there or whatever. And it's like that for anything. You know, it's like, let's say me and him have an argument, but then I go over here. It's like, this person over here had nothing to do with that or that situation, or, you know what I mean? So
it
it's
doesn't
like,
even apply to him.
Right. So it's like, that's what I mean. Like when I'm present in the moment of whatever I'm doing, it's like, it's a lot easier to allow stuff to fall to the back, because then I'm not carrying it with me everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, something bad might happen, but all right, that was 10 minutes ago.
I gotta
now
be here.
That's what I'm saying. So that's been something I'm trying to work on more and more, is just to stay present in the moment, you know, and not allow things to all come together.
Mission.
Like, that way it's like you don't blow up on something that really had nothing to do with this person. You know what I mean? Because it's like once I'm able to do that, then I can kind of handle things as they come. You know, it's like separate it, so it doesn't feel like one big wave of something crashing down on me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, man, it's a constant adjustment, you know, and I feel like the more time that you kind of focus on doing that, the better you get at it. But at the same time, you never hit on it every single time.
Nah.
You know, because I find myself where I'm like overreacting or frustrated, and I'm like, dang,
that's human nature.
I let myself go. You know, I let my mind go down that path. You know what I mean? And I know that I don't need to, or I shouldn't have to, or I should have recognized it, whatever, shoulda, woulda, coulda kind of situation. But it's all right. Stop what you're doing right now, and then just kind of clear your head, and it's a new start. Because, you know, that's the wild thing about time is 30 seconds ago is gone forever.
Yep.
You know, there's no getting it back. I mean, I can't go back this morning and redo what I did, but I can make decisions and learn and apply those principles that we're talking about more consistent. And practice makes perfect in anything, you know, and you hear that growing up in sports and stuff where it's just like, you know, you got to get out here, you got to train, you got to practice, you know, and we know that truth because we experience it, you know, like you growing up playing basketball, like the more basketball that you played, the better you got at it, you know. And so how often are we looking at our daily lives as a moment to practice, you know? And that, like the life circumstances can distract you from that reality. But are you using the opportunity to practice the principles that you're learning, you know? And the more conscious you are about it, the more consistent you're going to be about it, and the better at it you're going to get as time goes on. And so recognize that you're in that process. And so it's like, okay, well, I've only been focusing on this, fill in the blank, wherever you're at, you know? And so the only way I'm going to get better is doing it more, you know? And so I think that that's where my mind goes to, you know, on this whole topic that we're talking about is I love how you started off with you're slow to speak and listening more, because I think that that's just a posture of an attitude in your mind where instead of just go, you're like, all right, what's this guy have to say? Or what's this girl have to say, you know, that I can learn from, you know, because we're all in this life together and everybody's experience is different. And so perspectives are different. And so perspective is king, you know? And so it's only like I have limitations because I am who I am, but everybody else is who they are. And if you can collectively take those perspectives and start seeing how these dots connect with all of us, but through different circumstances, it's like, okay, you're beginning to learn where that consistency becomes a little less effort to it than it does in the beginning, because those dots are getting connected. But I think that takes humility. You know, that's where it starts with. It starts with humility and being able to listen and open up your mind to listen. Because if you're just sitting there and stuck in this mindset of like, I got to be the one to come through, I got to be the one to figure it out, you're closed off.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Well, appreciate you coming on, man. I enjoyed listening to your story. Hope to have you on again. Maybe we can see where this all goes for you. Yeah, man. You got any closing comments, stuff you'd like to just leave for the listeners as a, you know, motivation for them? Or
Hey, man. So, like I said, keep going. That's my slogan that brought me through a lot of stuff. Be slow to kind of speak and listen a little more. Just basically, you know, like live and walk the life like that you want for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be you. Everything else is gonna happen. It's all a part of life. Everything that comes in and goes out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like he said, you really just have to be able to like take in consideration other people's like perspectives and how other people think, like, because no one just thinks exactly alike. No one takes things the same exact way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on like I say, energy. I always put out good energy. I always move with like a high vibration, and everything will work itself out, man. Like, don't too much like focused on your failures or your losses. Think about that one win, you know what I'm saying? Like, will help you propel into another win. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that you're able to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, so everything else, man, like I say, put it in the back of your mind, take emotions out of a lot of the ways you react, and I promise you'll see better results. Definitely looking forward to coming back. Hopefully this next time I come back, we can kind of get into like the comedy side and some of the music and things of that nature. This was fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
glad to have you on, man.
This is probably like one of the first times outside of me just like actually using my own camera or just shooting like motivational videos that I've actually like spoken to like people about what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? So this was definitely fun, man. I enjoyed you guys. Like, I'm ready to come back whenever y'all need me. I know I posted came a couple times before, but life, like we were saying, like life, different stuff happens. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to coming back, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. You kind of want to just plug your social media stuff where people can follow you and find what you're doing. And
so kind of all over the place. I ain't synced everything to like one name or anything yet, but you want to look for me as far as Facebook, DeMarcus Poitras, Instagram. It's kind of weird, but my name's Ski Ball on Instagram, SKIIBALL. We working on getting everything kind of in sync, man. So when y'all look me up, you'll be able to go to like whatever, and it'll be the same name. Like I said, I'm a man of many hats, so it's like I'm promoting different stuff on different social medias and stuff like that right now. But I'm definitely getting everything kind of in sync. So hopefully by the time I come back the next time, everything will kind of be together. But just stay tuned, man. Like, you know, you see me, I'm a good guy, man. Like you can speak to me, man. Like we can talk about whatever. You know, I'm real open-minded about a lot of stuff. So, hey, man, stay tuned. Keep watching, man.
Yeah, man, right on. Jeremy, you got any closing thoughts for today?
Nah, man, I think we nailed it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed you coming on, man.
Appreciate that, my man.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's a blast. Yeah, as always, y'all can reach out to us at masculinerevolution@gmail.com if you want to email us some comments or questions or anything like that, or you can reach us at Masculine Revolution at Facebook. Until next time.
Join the family.